I'm going to tell you something that might completely change the way you see intelligent people. Have you ever noticed that the smartest person in the room is often the quietest? Not always, but surprisingly often. And here's the strange part. Silence is usually mistaken for weakness, insecurity, or lack of confidence. But psychology suggests something very different. Sometimes the person saying the least is the one who understands the most. So why do intelligent people stay quiet? What do they know that everyone else doesn't? Let's find out. Imagine you're sitting in a meeting. One person interrupts everyone, talks loudly, shares opinions about everything, and constantly tries to prove they're right. Across the room sits another person. They barely speak. They simply observe. Most people assume the loud person is the leader, but when the meeting ends, everyone quietly asks the second person, "So, what do you think?" Why? Because people naturally trust those who speak with intention rather than those who speak without stopping. Psychologists call this the principle of selective communication. When your words are rare, they become valuable. Think about diamonds. They're precious because they're rare. If diamonds were everywhere, nobody would care. Words work the same way. The less unnecessary talking you do, the more weight your words carry. But that's only the beginning. Here's something even more fascinating. Your brain can either observe or perform. It struggles to do both at the same time. People who constantly talk are often focused on expressing themselves. Quiet people spend more time collecting information, and information is power. Imagine walking into a party where you know nobody. One person immediately starts talking about themselves. Another quietly listens to everyone's conversations. Who learns more after 1 hour? The listener. They know who gets along with who exaggerates, who can be trusted, who hides insecurity behind confidence. Observation gives you something talking never can: perspective. This is why detectives ask questions instead of giving speeches. This is why skilled negotiators let the other person talk first. And this is why many successful CEOs spend more time listening than speaking. Here's another psychological secret. Smart people understand something called the illusion of knowledge. The more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know. Ironically, people with little knowledge often sound extremely confident. There's actually a psychological phenomenon called the Dunning-Kruger Effect. It shows that beginners often overestimate their abilities. Experts tend to underestimate theirs. Because experts see complexity. They know every answer creates 10 new questions. That's why truly intelligent people rarely rush to say, "I know." Instead, they ask, "What am I missing?" That single question has changed more lives than pretending to have all the answers. Now think about social media. Millions of people argue every single day. Everyone wants the last word. Everyone wants to win. But ask yourself this: how many minds actually change? Almost none. Smart people recognize something important. Not every battle deserves their energy. Winning an argument isn't always winning. Sometimes the biggest victory is protecting your peace. Silence isn't surrender. Sometimes it's strategy. Imagine someone insults you. Most people instantly react. They defend themselves, raise their voice, fight back. But an intelligent person pauses, not because they don't have an answer, because they know emotional reactions are expensive. Every reaction costs attention, time, energy, mental clarity. And smart people protect those resources carefully. Psychologists call this emotional regulation. Instead of allowing emotions to control behavior, they allow awareness to make the decision. That tiny pause between stimulus and response can completely change someone's life. Here's another reason intelligent people stay quiet. They understand human nature. People reveal themselves when they feel heard. If you stop interrupting, stop trying to impress, and simply listen, something incredible happens. People begin telling you everything: their fears, their dreams, their weaknesses, their motivations. Without realizing it, they hand you the map to their personality. Listening isn't passive, it's information gathering. Now here's a thought experiment. Imagine two chess players. One moves instantly, the other sits quietly, studying every possibility before touching a single piece. Who would you bet on? Life works the same way. Thinking usually looks boring from the outside, but inside, it's where the real game is happening. Another hidden reason intelligent people speak less is because they don't need constant validation. Many conversations aren't actually about sharing ideas. They're about seeking approval. People tell stories hoping others laugh. They share opinions hoping others agree. They post constantly hoping someone notices. There's nothing wrong with wanting connection. It's human. But smart people often find validation internally rather than externally. That makes them calmer, more patient, less desperate to fill every silence. And here's something most people never notice. Silence makes other people curious. When someone constantly explains themselves, there's nothing left to discover. But when someone speaks carefully, people naturally wonder, what are they thinking? Mystery creates attention. That's why silence often increases influence. Now, don't misunderstand this. Being quiet doesn't automatically make someone intelligent. Some people stay quiet because they're afraid, some because they're anxious, some because they have nothing to say. This video isn't saying silence equals genius. The real difference is intentional silence. Choosing your words instead of wasting them. Speaking because you have something meaningful to add, not because you're uncomfortable with quiet. That's the key. One of the most respected habits among highly intelligent people isn't talking less. It's thinking more before talking. Imagine if every sentence you spoke had purpose. Imagine if every opinion was based on observation rather than impulse. Imagine how differently people would listen to you. The next time you're in a conversation, try something unusual. Don't rush to answer. Pause. Listen. Observe. Let silence do some of the work. You might discover that people reveal far more when you're not trying to control the conversation. And you might realize something even more important. The loudest voice isn't always the strongest. The fastest answer isn't always the smartest. Because sometimes the most powerful thing an intelligent person can say is nothing at all.